Alright, so we're working on the FMS FJ Cruiser, and I've got a little more progress to show you here. So I want to show you what I did. Bear with me here, guys. I'm still kind of getting things set up. I'm trying to change it around, make it a little more like a studio ish kind of thing. It's never going to be 100%, but anyway, back to the FMS. This is the FJ Cruiser, the one I've been working on. I started off with drilling some holes, and then I realized I probably don't have to do that. So these rails, if you look at them, they have little lips on the ends of both sides. So kind of hard to describe here. Let me show you with this napkin here. So let's say this is the rail. It would look like this, okay? The inside part right here is where that little skid plate right there goes into. So basically it slides in there, and these things are over top of it, and I'm catching each side by one hole. You know, that's not bad. It's only 18 scale, guys. There's not going to be a lot of torque and stuff there. Plus, I mean, it's in there really good. I'm pretty comfortable with that because the size of this aluminum plate is such that it fits just perfect between the rail pieces. So, I mean, it's like nice and snug in there. I mean, I can't believe how nice that fits, because you know I started drilling and everything on here, obviously, and I did it to both sides, you know, just kind of getting my guide holes, and I realized, like, you know what, I'm not gonna have to do that. So anyway, what I did was I have a screw here on this side catching this back. Now you will have to I don't know if they're all different or whatever. I know for the FJ Cruiser here, this is the way it is. So when the motor is towards the front, you know, with the steering, you want your Go RC thing attached to the SX24 transmission right there, and then you want the one screw part of the transmission on the top, on, I guess that would be the driver's side, and then the two screws that go underneath, you want that on the passenger side. I hope that kind of clears it up. It's kind of weird. I know it's kind of confusing thinking of it that way, but I don't really know how else to describe it. So that's kind of my best shot here. Now, I will show you a couple things here. So I got plenty of travel here with the drive shafts and stuff here. I don't have anything to worry about there. Front and rear. Now, obviously, this isn't going to go, you know, a long distance. This isn't one of those crawlers that does that anyway, so it's just not going to do that. One thing that we can do to increase this, because this is a part of the design that I don't really like. So you see these links right here? Well, watch what they do. Watch what they do on the other links. See how they kind of hit? And if you were to force them, they'll go beyond that. So I can't remember if they were doing that before or if that's just a product of how this is set up now. I'm venturing to say that that's probably something that I was doing before as well, because, and this is the reason why. Just kind of show you this way. I'll just put them side by side. Right about there. So my link location on this part here is moved down a little bit, so it's more like, instead of having this little adapter piece, more like putting it right there. Okay, even still, even with it being on the other side there, it's gonna hit. So that's probably part of the steering problem to begin with. I never noticed that. That's an easy fix. I can get links that bend. We'll worry about all of that later. The one thing that I'm gonna have to do the links anyway, because Let me show you, how's the best way to show you this? So, do you see the pumpkin there in the front? See how it's kind of tilted down? Ideally, that's not what you want, but it'll work for now. I'm gonna look for some better links to, I don't know, just kind of like bring that back out. I mean, there isn't really a lot of room to do that. Now I could also 3D print another piece that, you know, I could extend out or whatever, but I'm kind of leery of doing that because I had so many fails on this to begin with. I'd much rather just get better links. I know that you can, you know, get custom links yourself or even 3D print them yourself. Links are not hard. So basically you can take and you can make flat links. I don't have any laying around here, but basically they're the same thickness as this watch band. They'd be flat like that, and you can take them, make them any length that you want, and then all you do at the end is you take and you punch out a hole, 5 millimeters or whatever it is, or 0.05 or whatever that size is. I got it written down somewhere, but you take and you punch a hole out in the CAD program at the end with that, and that gives you enough travel and enough for you to stick a screw or something in there. Now if you really want to get creative and you want to put those little ball end links in there, you can do that too. All you got to do is make the hole a little bit bigger, and then they make a ball length tool. I have it hanging up somewhere over there in my mess of crap. Alright, so this is they call it dampen pliers, and this is, I got the ones for the Tamiya Racing. You know, they're kind of older school kind of thing, but there's ones that they make nowadays that are, you know, like a multi kind of thing or whatever, but I didn't really want that. I just wanted the one for the, you know, 10 scale dampers, and there you go. So basically you put your link in there, you put your little what do they call those, ball end pieces in there. You kind of just line it up and you just go, and that's really all there is to it. And it pops in place if you got your excuse me, if you got your hole size correct, it'll pop right in place. Very useful tool. So you can easily do that. That's probably what I'm going to do next, but I want to get all this together and see how it will work first. I really only need 2 links on this because the short links, I believe those will be fine. I just need some longer bottom links. So let me see what those are actually, and I'll see if I can't find something here now just for testing to see if we can get that correct to begin with. Okay, so the length hole to hole, we're looking at roughly 50. No, 53, okay, whatever. I think I pulled it out some, let me see. Yeah, so it's about 50 and a half or whatever. And I know this is kind of mirrored and reversed or whatever, so you have to look at it because the camera's facing me this way, so you'll have to just kind of remember 5063. That's the numbers of what it is. So I probably realistically need something that's I'm gonna say close to 58. Let me look and see what I actually have, and then we can go from there. I don't know that I have anything that long, but I do have a whole bunch of CR18s. I don't know, I just got a whole bunch of other stuff here that I was working on, the Atlas and things like that. I know some of those links are really different sizes, so let me take a look at those real quick, and we'll see what we got. Guys, there it is, and I got my one-handed steering here so I can hold the phone, and let me just show you a little blip of power. Now it does have that low speed control that I'm looking for. There you go, that's nice. It's just got enough power to get itself in trouble. There we go. Look at that, guys. That's pretty slick. Now, shocks and everything else on there, not tuned properly, not tuned correctly, really shit to begin with. So, yeah, I'm not even going to go any further with that. For right now, we're just going to play on the trail with it a little bit and see how that does. All right, guys, so I actually ended up doing one better than that. So I've got it done. It was pretty close, with what I showed you before, but I did find a couple things here that I thought were really cool, and I just went ahead and slapped it all together. This body's a pain in the ass and everything to put on there, so I wasn't going to go through all that process with you there. But basically, the links that I found are from my CR18. That's these links right here. It does kind of cock the transmission, or the pumpkin forward just a little bit, and I mean just a little bit. It's not actually that much further off than that guy right there, so I can live with that. I'm probably a couple millimeter, 3 millimeter off or something like that, and you can just tell by the shaft right there, it kind of cocks up just a little bit, but I can deal with that right now. I did find some Red Cat links that I think would work, but these are plastic, and I want to try those for right now. I want to see how everything's gonna kind of work out, and I had to take off the center brace. There's like one that goes from the steering over to here from this knuckle. I had to take that off just to make everything work too. So it might have a little bit of torque twist to it now, but there was nothing else I could do to make it all fit. But yeah, next video here, we're going to get it out, see how it does. I did change the shocks. I don't know if they're going to be any better, any worse. I thought they were oil filled, and they are not. So we'll just have to kind of see how they go and go from there. But yeah, man, I've been pretty happy playing around with this. It's unfortunate that they don't make upgrade parts to actually just swap out. It'd be so much easier. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's been fun figuring it out, but I don't like cutting and chopping and things like that. I'd much rather just have something where I could swap in and out and not have to worry about that. So it is what it is. I still think it turned out pretty good, and we'll find out how good here soon. I'll get it out, get it on a trail, and we'll see what we can do with it. Thanks everybody for watching. This is part 3. I'm going to have at least one more part here that should be the running video. So, is what it is. It just takes a while trying to show more of my work here so you guys can actually see what I'm doing, especially on this custom stuff here, because some of the stuff like with this truck here is kind of difficult to figure out, and there's so many things that you could break and then you'd have to buy a whole other piece, and then you still got to customize that. So it's easier if somebody like me goes through and makes a few mistakes, and you can kind of learn from it that way. So much better to learn. I'd be lying if I'd said I didn't watch other places too. So, it's always nice to get inspiration from other people. That's what's great about this hobby. So, look for the next video that I have on this one here to be a running video. We'll get it out, see what she'll do, see how good or bad we made it, and kind of make a decision on it and see if we need to do anything else. So, again, appreciate everybody watching, and thank you very much. It's been great, and if you haven't, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. I do 2 videos a week. One is a short, one is a full-time video. So we're going to be changing the times and stuff up on those here soon. So just kind of pay attention for that. You'll notice it when it comes out. But yeah, I appreciate it, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.